morning, Julia and Tashidilik to all. First of all, I would like to express my sincere greetings and warm welcome to all the respected monks, nuns, and the lay devotees, and all the practitioners who have come here from different places of Spiti Valley. As you all know, I concluded our summer retreat for 2024. It is an honor to discuss the life of the Buddha. And Buddha himself also mentioned in the sutra that after the completion of summer retreat, his followers have to spend time and energy to discuss on Dharma. Therefore, today I am going to try my best to present the life story of Buddha Shakyamuni in brief and simple language. Throughout history, many devatas, sages, kings, scientists, philosophers, scholars, as well as practitioners have come to this earth and enriched it with their philosophies, theories, and thoughts. But he was the first person who gave a new direction and perspective to the knowledge, science, religion, philosophy, culture going on in this world. He was born in a Kshatriya clan, but he didn't become a warrior and he didn't expand his border. I am talking about the prince who was born in a royal family but left the comfort and the royal life and embarked on a spiritual path to improve the life of entire beings and to remove the suffering that each and every one of us experience and to find out the reality, the truth. The story of the prince who was born in India but changed the history, philosophy, view and thought not of only India but the whole world. Mahatma Buddha emerged as a torch bearer of knowledge and thought whose influence spread all over the world. His ideas first become a way of life for people like us, guiding how to live a non-violent lifestyle, what is the reality, and most importantly, what is the purpose of life. In 2500 years ago, in a place called Kapilavastu, a son was born in the family of King Shuddhodhan and his beloved Queen Maya Devi. The child was born not in a palace but in the Lumini garden. They named the child as Siddhartha, meaning one who has attained his goal. King Shuddhodhan wanted the prince to carry on his lineage when the time come and become a great king. So they start making Siddhartha's destiny. Time passed and Siddhartha became 29 years old and he married to beautiful queen called Yashodhara, and they had a son called Rahula. The prince, who spent 29 years of his life in the four walls of the palace with all possible comforts, yet he was completely unknown to the outside world. Because his father did not want to see, understand, and experience the external social and individual suffering that people were facing, so that his mind could turn away from worldly activities and turn to spirituality. One day, Siddhartha was sitting on the courtyard of the palace and looked down the street, and he saw that he had never seen before. It was probably beyond his imagination. He was extremely curious about his society, people, and what was going on in his society. How do people live there? How are people's lifestyle, and so on. He wanted to understand and know the reality of external world. With full of curiosity and courage, one day he came out of the palace quietly without knowing his family with his friend. Siddhartha came to the new world. The prince saw a sick man. Siddhartha was shocked and he asked his friend, why does this man look like this? The friend said, Prince, this man is ill and sick. He went little further and saw an old man, and went ahead and saw the death of a man. He asked his friend, what is going on in my society? The companion said, this man passed away, Prince. His family members were with him. They are experiencing sad and anguish and suffering. And he asked his friend, will it be the same for everyone? With the people I know, my family members, my father and mother. His friend replied him, saying that, Prince, old age will come to all. We are all going to get sick at some point, and we will all die one day. The world inside the palace was beyond those realities that Siddhartha faced. His world is shattered and he was in deep sorrow. He wanted answer to all those sins which he had seen outside the palace. He realized that there was still much to see, to understand, to know, and the voice of his mind was calling him again and again, that he could not remain as a spectator wandering through those truths. He had to find out the truth of life and solution for suffering that he had seen. After that day, Siddhartha quietly stepped out of the palace several times in search of truth. He was looking for answer. During one trip, Siddhartha saw a yogi who was deeply engaged in meditation. His eyes slowly opened and saw Siddhartha. He realized at that moment that the answer he was looking for cannot found outside, rather within himself. Inside of his own mind, he felt that if wanted to help the people around him to remove their suffering, such as grief, pain, sorrow, and disappointments, first he would have to understand them himself. He also experienced that without knowing the reality or the solution for the suffering, his life will be incomplete. He realized that the journey of seeking the truth could not begin by engaging in worldly activities and being in the samsara. He had to give up the samsaric comforts, the relationships, the attachment, and the royal palace. One night, Siddhartha quietly left his wife, son, palace, parents, and everything. Abandoning a life of luxury and pleasure, he became a seeker. Walking in new path and direction, Siddhartha met many monks and meditation gurus from whom he learned their method and meditation skills. At one ashram, a group of 5 monks saw him in a state of meditation. They thought that this person would become a Buddha, and if they stay with him in the process, they will also get wisdom and knowledge. They became the first followers of Siddhartha. They followed Siddhartha and they practiced together for a long period of time. Siddhartha's practice continued. However, even after completing 6 years in meditation, he did not get an answer to his questions. He realized that the destination is far away and the time is extremely short. He desperately wanted the people around him to understand the circle of birth, old age, sickness, and death. He wanted that people understand the essence of life and the way of life. For him, life was like a lamp. If we light a lamp, it gets extinguished after some time. But if we light many lamps from one lamp, there will be so much light spread all around, and the light will not limited. Person who understands the meaning of life will also fill the lives of others with joy and happiness. Siddhartha believed that it is better to win the war within than to win the war outside. Once there is peace of mind, no one can steal it. In the same way, the joy within us that stays with us as a shadow and never leaves us. One day, Siddhartha left his ashram. He came to a village in Bihar and didn't eat anything. While fasting, he began to meditate. Siddhartha was working hard on his body. One day, while meditating, Siddhartha became conscious. He thought this was not the way to find the truth. This body of ours, like a guitar, if the strings of the guitar are very loose, no sound will be produced. And if the strings of the guitar are tightened, the strings will break. So he started eating while meditation. And seeing this form of the Siddhartha, the 5 followers thought that they had been cheated. They thought that Siddhartha lost his spiritual path, so they left Siddhartha. Siddhartha, under a peepal tree on the bank of Niranjana river, started meditation and sadhana with determination. Whether this body of mine becomes skeleton and the blood of the body dries up until I find the truth or the answer for the suffering, I won't leave this place. Finally, after about 40 days, one day of the full moon, the moment came for Siddhartha to know the truth. He gained self-awareness. He became a Buddha and the enlightened one. That peepal tree is today known as a Bodhi tree, and the place is known as a Bodh Gaya. After attaining Buddhahood, the Buddha began to think about how to spread his supernatural knowledge. Who is fully prepared to understand this knowledge? His attention turned into the 5 monks who had left him. Buddha went to Varanasi. Buddha reached Sarnath and saw the 5 monks, and they became humble when they saw Buddha. The 5 monks realized that it was a huge mistake for them to misunderstand the Buddha. Buddha gave them the first Dharma teaching about the 4 noble truths. Buddha told them, during my spiritual journey, I experienced the 4 truths of life, which are known as the 4 truths. And after his first teaching, he had many followers and spread his teaching across the world. The Buddha's teaching on truth, compassion, and the nature of existence spread widely, guiding countless beings toward a more compassionate and enlightened way of life. After 81 years of teaching and guiding others, the Buddha attained Mahaparinirvana in Kushinagar. So this is a very brief information about the life of the Buddha Shakyamuni that I have presented, and once again I would like to express my warm gratitude and thank you to all for participating today's event, and I dedicate the merits for entire beings to get enlightenment, and the Bodhicitta mind will arise in the each and every one of us. Thank you so much.